Let me just give the YouTube algorithm a minute to tune in. What is going on to my friends? My friends on the YouTube space. Hello, hello, hello. It is a middle of the afternoon sort of stream. I'm just trying to get my camera right. There we go. So, welcome to a live stream in the middle of the afternoon. This is unusual for me, and I don't know who's going to be on at this time. This video will probably only be as long as I can handle. And if people come to chat and say hello, if nobody comes to say hello, then chances are I'll get bored and I'll turn it off. So that's the truth right up front. I just want to say today was really cool. I know a lot of people are probably still watching a little bit of the eclipse, which is awesome. Glad that a lot of the school boards and networks allowed kids to take the day off to see the eclipse. It's really meaningful more to them than it is to most of us adults. Let me flip this around. So, welcome, welcome. Hello. Many of my friends that are on the YouTube space. Nice to be home in the middle of the afternoon. I got to tell you, this is an interesting sort of thing that I can do now that I have a day shift. I can actually be online and live and talk with my friends. And I wish I could zoom this camera out a little bit more. It's like really up in my face. What can we talk about in Hi-Fi today? So I did get a number of decorations for the room. Um, those decorations are not audio related. They're not audio specific. However, I believe that they're going to add a sense of theme and provide a little bit of what I'm hoping is going to be diffusion in the room, but I'm going to do it in a more creative sort of way. Right now, the room essentially just has a lot of panels in it. Let me do a pan around the room and you can maybe spot something that's very diffusion like, but not really diffusion like. So here is the room. Let me zoom out on my other. Can I zoom out? No, it's not letting me zoom out. Apologies. So the diffusion panels, they're not exactly professional or specific. So I have them around the middle of the room and on the ceiling. I do have absorption panels there. Those are felt pads, about a half inch. Daniel, welcome. What's going on? Oseo, bud, how's it going? He says. I don't know if it's going to stick around, but here we go. This is the towers in the front. If you look right against the floor, I added something really interesting to the decor. Those are new. I picked that new one up just yesterday. Was delivered by Amazon. If I pan around the room the other way, you're going to see all my snacks. And there is another blade on the other side of the room, so they are symmetrical. This one is actually significant. It was given to me by my mom's late partner, and I have retained it ever since then. Let me just move this out of the way and you can see a little bit more. That is a practical katana, so it's made strong enough to cut through mats and do practicing with. It's weighted correctly. True Voice of Reason, the land of diffusion. What up, Daniel? Nice to see you guys here. I know it's a little earlier for me. I see 11 people watching live, and I don't know which 11 that's reaching. Maybe it's just in the general live feed, and people are going to stick around and watch as long as they feel like. Apologies, I had to take a sip of a drink there. True Voice of Reason's in the house as well. Welcome, guys. I welcome you. So I wanted to talk a little bit about if anybody has an opinion on the eclipse. What did everybody think of the eclipse? Where were you during the eclipse? Just comment below. I see there's 16 watching. You may not stick around, but it would be nice to just get that one answer. Where are you, and did you see the eclipse? So everybody else is watching the eclipse. Yes, I bet they are. Toby Kraft has said hi. That's awesome. Thank you very much for that. Um, yeah, I was actually walking home when the eclipse happened in my area, and I'm on the Eastern Standard Time in Toronto. So we had about 99% coverage, and it was considerably dark for about 3 or 4 minutes, to be honest. It wasn't much more than that. I mean, that's pretty cool, but Toby Craft says, I could not see it. I am in Europe. Yes, that's true. You won't be able to see it. By the time it gets over that way, it will be too dark. True Voice of Reason says, at work, plenty of pics. Roof was nice. Shh, don't tell anyone. I guess it's too late now. I don't know where you work, so it's all good. Daniel says, I'm in Berwick, PA. It wasn't a full one for us, but it was neat. I think it was like 50%. Yeah, so I guess if you had the ability to see it through glasses and you were able to watch the movement across the surface, I mean, that's pretty cool. And the thing about it also is this is the first time that we've had one in about 20 years or something like that, I believe. I think it's been about 20 years. Let me flip this camera around if you guys don't want to see more of the room. Just pan around the front. So it's mostly curtains, a little bit of diffusion up in the middle, and then more panels around the far side. With the preamp and CD player there on the bench. Yes. Let me flip my camera around. So welcome all my friends that are watching. How are you guys doing today? I just got back from work. I did switch to day shift, so thank God I'm not on night shift anymore. I had been on night shift for 2 years, so thank God for that. I did capture a couple of photos of the eclipse on my phone. I did get a video of it as well. So that's a little meta. That's about as good as I got it. You can see how much cloud cover there is, and that's a hydro wire that was beside the street. That's about it. Didn't get much better than that. But I did shoot 8-minute video that I will load to I will load to YouTube once I'm finished with this live. So hello to everybody watching. Even if you're not typing and commenting, I appreciate you being here to say hello or just watch. Brief overview of some things that are going on with my room, as well as I have to install XLR cables today. Where are they? And this. Pardon my unprofessional. Ugh. So I will be plugging this thing in later. Maybe not today. When I get a total eclipse of my face. Orchard Audio has generously lent me the Star Crimson Ultra stereo amplifier, and it only has XLRs, so I had to buy XLRs from Amazon, which I have, and I will be plugging this thing in soon to have a listen. I've never heard any of the GANFET options before, so this was on loan for a review with another friend of mine. You guys might know who I'm talking about. Jay from JZagi, who lives really close to me, thank goodness. I have an audio friend in the area. And he was generous enough, and the owner at Orchard Audio is generous enough to lend me the unit so I can hear what it's like and maybe make a decision on whether I want to purchase them. So True Voice of Reason says one blew through here in 2014. Had my other car then, which was 9 years ago. Okay, so there was, I guess the one that, was it a total? It was total eclipse 9 years ago as well. Daniel says I got to see the 2017 one down in Nashville, so I didn't miss much on this one. So 9 years, so 2017 and 2014? I guess they happen more often than I imagine. I wish I could put pics in the chat. First was the best. Oh, the one from before, yeah. So what I might do from now on, I don't know if you guys, if anybody's watching, you see this. I see 13 people say they're watching, which is cool. I appreciate it. Thank you. True Voice of Reason and my friend Daniel here are fairly regulars, and I appreciate their friendship and contributions. they are chatting, and that's what I like the most. So if you're not saying anything, I respect your choice, but I appreciate these guys for saying something. So what I might do in the future, and I want to hear back from my friends, is instead of going live through YouTube directly, which I can't share photos, I can't accept anything, what would you think about doing like desktop live through StreamYard? And I can actually invite you guys in for maybe a couple minutes, and you can share photos. You don't have to share your face, but you can actually share content with me. And I made it like an open sort of conversation. I think once I've developed a little bit more community and I understand more about how to structure my lives when I get home at this time, because on the East Coast here, it's about 4 p.m., but on the West Coast, it's still, what, 1 p.m. in the afternoon, which means a lot of people are still working in the afternoon. Today, maybe not because of the eclipse, but I think maybe I'll have to push the timeline to a little bit later on. So instead of 4, I can go on at about 7 for about an hour, and then I can bring on people through StreamYard, and then you can share some of your own content, like the photos you're talking about. I wouldn't mind doing that. I mean, later on, because I got so many other things going on. I might be able to do a more exclusive chat sort of thing. Not quite yet, but sooner than later, I think. So we can talk privately in a back. I was gonna say backstage sort of thing, but that's more like Discord. It depends on what kind of time everybody has. So yeah, they happen about every 1.5 years, Daniel says. So it's happening more often, but some people saying once every 320 years. So here's the interesting thing. It happens frequently enough, but the thing is, does it happen over land? And do people have the ability to see it? Like Toby Kraft is in Europe and he doesn't get to see it this time. However, both True Voice of Reason and Daniel have said that they've seen them in the US in 2014 and 2017. So that's only a couple of years apart. And here we are in 2024, and there's another really good one. And the thing about this one is the rotation of the Earth and the position that we're in. It happened to cross North America for the longest amount of time that most people have guesstimated. So maybe that's why this is special in that 320-year range, because it was this one is happening from such a large landmass. So it spanned from like New Mexico area all the way up through the northeastern states, and that means it was over the continental US for one of the longest periods. So True Voice of Reason says 2017 was clouded over for me. And Toby Kraft says I had saw one a few years ago. I mean, they're rare, but it depends on like where you are. You may not be in the right place for it. This one happened in the middle of the afternoon. Well, I assumed it would happen at that same time regardless because of where the moon and the sun are. But it happened over such a large landmass that people were able to schedule and book. I mean, if you see the Airbnb bookings over the area and, North America, then you get to see exactly how anticipated this event really was. So let me change gears here. Put some of my snacks away. Have a drink. I will show you a little bit more of the audio system because I have some plans and I want to ask your opinion while you're still here. Okay, so I'm going to move my camera around. Forgive the motion. So the room as of now does have some diffusion sort of panels. Now they're not specific to any frequency. They're not designed to deal with any frequencies directly, which is the true way to do it, is to have them at certain depths so they're mathematically accurate. These are not. These are just Amazon panels. You can see there's some just on the floor. The Arundel towers are about 13 or 14 inches from the wall, so almost 2 feet to the edge of the cabinet this way, and more than 30 inches to the back wall. So there's a lot of space around them. I did just add these for decoration. Oh my God, what just happened there? Apparently I can't zoom in. There we go. So I added these for decoration on the floor. They're obviously not doing anything significant to the sound at that location. But I've got them for special reasons. Again, this one was given to me by my mom's late ex-partner who had passed away of cancer a number of years ago. And when we lived together, a situation came up where he felt that it was an honorable thing to give me the sword that he had had for many years. Again, these are practical, they are battle ready, they are sharp enough to cut through people. So they were just used for practice, that kind of thing. Daniel says the last eclipse wrote Hebrew words Alpha Tov over the US, which translated to a good thousand in English. Interesting. So this time they were talking about it crossing through cities with the name Salem. There's a lot of different cities, Salem and something else, another word. So I don't know. To me, that's hit or miss. I don't know what to make of any of that. So my idea here with the swords, katana, however you really want to say it, is I'd like to put more of them in the room. And as you can see, I have another stand here in the front, but there's nothing on it. So you can see there's one there right on top of the amplifier. It's hard to see because of the black, but there's one there that's similar to these ones. So my idea is I have a set coming that are to honor my mom who passed away last year of cancer. I don't like saying it all that much as a sympathy thing, but is true. And the whole room is white in her honor as well. I decorated it this way because her sense of fashion and interior decorating called for a lot of white. Her house is white, or I should say my house now is white. And it was always a significant thing. So I wanted to do it in white. And because I got this katana from her late partner and they were really close, we lived together for a long time, it was really significant. I wanted to display them in this room because the whole thing is a tribute. In fact, I ended up getting this from Rotel because it suits the room. The tribute, the Rotel CD11 tribute was for Ken Ishiwara, who is a really famous, renowned designer in the hi-fi space, both from Marantz and otherwise, worked with Rotel to create this series of CD player, which is limited edition and can't get them anymore. So it is a tribute room. Rotel is a Japanese company. The katanas are part of that whole thing. I've been fascinated by Japanese culture and lore and mythology for a long time. So I have katanas coming for my mom. I might be able to call them up on my phone. I'll show you in a photo. I believe I downloaded some. Yes, I did. So I have these coming. It's not a very great image of them. It doesn't really focus. But they are a teal color, so they will be going in the middle over here, right on top of the amp, set up in this horizontal style. There's 2 tiers here, so you can put the blade open with the saya underneath. So there will be 2 swords there to display. The mirror is only there basically because of my videos. You get to see some of my body language when I'm facing the camera this way. And I know that my camera is basically like all over the place right now. So the other idea is this looks awkward, I imagine, because it's in front of the speaker. It disrupts the light, the shadow, some of that kind of spacing. Also, walking over them to open and close my windows is a little bit of a problem. So they're not doing anything for the sound against the floor. They look cool, but that aside, I guess it's not very practical. So what I might do for now is get a vertical stand and put them on the inside of the tower or maybe the outside of the tower so that it'll catch the light and be displayed this way instead of this way for now. So has anybody in the chat, anybody watching, seen the movie Kill Bill? I might be able to wait for a little minute. You could just say yes or type Y. Um, Kill Bill 2, Part 2. The main character, I can't remember her name in the movie anymore. Black Mamba, I guess her name is. Beatrix. I think inside the tower would look better. So yeah, displayed this way. Thank you, Toby Craft. That would be cool. Yes, Kill Bill 1 was awesome. I need to watch them yet again. Okay, so in the movie, there is let me see if I can actually look it up on here as well. I might be able to find it. I'm going to try to do this live. Kill Bill sword wall. So there's a couple images of Kill Bill. So there. Let me see if I can open this up. The man from Okinawa. So I want to see this image. Okay, so you guys see this image here? Where you see like the swords are displayed in a rack against the wall. This is such a really weird way to do this. But anyways, you see how they're in the rack, right? And you see the reflection of my ceiling. So those sword racks, picture those horizontally mounted swords against my wall. Right? And I would use the swords as diffusion. So what would you guys think of that idea? I've had this idea for a long time. This is my new one. I can show you guys this one up close if you want. If you say yes, Toby Craft says yes. Not seen the second one. So those images that I just showed you are from the second Kill Bill. And so a whole bunch of the swords, they have a little bit of give to them. They're not solid, but that's leather wrapped, it's metal, that's hardwood. They don't necessarily vibrate, but I believe that having them going vertical in a certain amount of spacing, right? Like this is already hard plastic, but I can change this and I can make panels, move some stuff around, maybe reduce the curtains, paint the wall, whatever, and then have the swords running vertical or horizontal this way to break up the side wall, like first reflections, right? So if I had white panels underneath and then standouts, so the swords are positioned this way, you know what I mean? Then it would break up the sound as a diffusion panel on the sides. The same thing over here. I have this space right here against the side. So even if I don't mount them to the wall, I can get a stand similar to this, but much larger. And it would go all the way up, and I can put it right here so it holds all of the different sword types. And I could, RL1 Abel, thank you for commenting. I love the idea of the swords. Thank you, sir, or ma'am, or person, human. I assume you're human, because if you're alien, that's a really cool thing that you use text instead of just reaching out into my brain. I'm being watched by aliens. Don't worry. Yeah, I appreciate that, the feedback. How big is my room? My room is RL1 Able. Yes, we met at Montreal Audio Fest. Thumbs up to the recall. That total recall on a total eclipse day. And I forgot that I had that amplifier there. I almost tripped right over it. Give me a second. I am moving stuff around. So I'm going to show you how big the room is a little bit. So my room is 10 by 8 by roughly 13. But here's the problem. I have a doorway that's another 1.5 feet that way. And then I have a closet cut out, which is another same distance. So the closet cut out at the back has some loss in sound or absorption. And then this airway here out into the other space is another loss in air pressure. Also, all that light coming out here is a window that leads to a window well, and it's about 12 inches deep. And it's asymmetrical in my room. So on this side, I have foam blocking that space. So you can't really see, like I've done a pretty good job at hiding a lot of that stuff in here. The corners have foam in them. They have foam wedges in the corner. So I can change these. That's something I do want to change eventually. It doesn't look all that great right now. Try not to step on these swords when I move around. So that's the big problem with having them like that. So let me see. How big is your room? We met at Montreal. Speaking of such, are you watching Shogun? Oh my God, don't even. You might notice that these patterns are very like samurai-like. Have you seen those patterns in samurai armor? Those like hexagonal, you might have spotted that in. Yeah. So Daniel says my room is 13-14 by 7. That's actually not bad. It's very square, so it'll be predictable, but you're going to have those 13 and 14 dimensions are going to have very close null points. I mean, mine are 10 and 13, so it's a little bit different, but I have those interactions play havoc to the differences. But there's the whole room. RL, I'm just going to call you RL. I missed the beginning. Who made your swords? I have a Nanjato from ABD Mastersmith. Oh, I don't think anybody really important made these swords. To be honest with you, this one on the left came from Amazon the other day. The other one is actually a name brand that's more popular in the US called named Paul Chan. This is a Paul Chan's practical katana, and I think it's an upgraded version of the practical katana. So they're not expensive. They're not made by like named people. They're not like that kind of a traditional reel. They are decorative. They're meant to be practical and decorative, which is, I mean, like I don't have any connection with Japan. I don't practice Aikido. I don't do any kind of specific martial arts per se. So for me to have invested the amount of money it would take to buy a sword by a named person, I mean, I would love the opportunity. And obviously, if I continue my audio stuff, maybe, you know, I'll make enough money that I can do that. Then, you know, eventually I would like to do that, or buy something that's significant, something custom, something special. The ones from my mom obviously are coming from a shop which I trust. They're going to ship them up from the US. Yes, RL says, yep, I know Paul Chan. Paul Chan is a very renowned swordsmith, or brand, at least in the US. Let me see if I can. Should I show them off? Do you guys want to see the blade and stuff? I mean, there's not a whole lot to see, but I can show you a little bit of them. You can see the Suba there. There's not a whole lot to see. The lighting is very terrible in here as well. So you've got some decoration in the bottom and on the top there. It's a little stained. It's a little bit yellow there at the top, if you can see. I guess that's going to make a pretty nice thumbnail, right? Yeah, you can see that it's a little bit stained there because it's been used. It's real ray skin. So I do want to show you the blade on the other one, though. The other one is a folded steel katana. This one, the Paul Chan, is just a solid steel polish. This one's actually folded, so I'll open this one up. This is the one that I got yesterday. It's a little bit fancier. It does have the decoration there. some details on the Tsuba. The hole there for the side knife, and then it's got this decoration of the warrior on the side. Hold on, can't really see it. So it is a little bit nice, but it is decoration only. So let me open it up and flip my camera around. So I think, yeah, to go back to the idea, I've had the idea of doing diffusion with the swords for a while as a decoration option. Like I said, the swords are relatively solid, where the hardwood and the sword itself doesn't actually shake inside of the saya. So you can hear, like, there is some movement there. I don't know that a system would actually vibrate it to that degree. I feel terrible putting that on the floor. Toby Craft says, I gotta go, but I will catch your channel later. Keep up the good work. Have a great day. Thank you, Toby Craft, for joining. Thank you guys for chatting there and making friends. I really appreciate that, as well as a community of audio people. However you found me, I do appreciate that. So I just wanted to show off the folded pattern there. It's not all that great. It says, True Voice of Reason says, don't have any weaponry like that, but my MIL was a war bride from Okinawa, and we have lots of other stuff from her. I sure do miss her. My empathy's with you, sir. I appreciate you sharing that bit of information. I understand that we don't want to be completely revealing, but Toby Craft says, are you live every day, or what's your schedule? So I want to be live every day if I can. Please, also, if you want to follow some other stuff, the same name everywhere, you can follow Instagram, because there's a lot of content on Instagram, to be honest. The YouTube content is usually just shows whenever I can get to the shows. It's hard to actually show off that pattern without looking like a complete moron. It's more noticeable down around the hilt. Really cool stuff. Yeah, so Instagram and YouTube, you can follow the same name. Facebook as well, the same name. You can follow me on any of those if you wish. I do try to go live almost every day, and then if not, I'll figure out which day of the week will be more ideal. Fridays are almost an always on Instagram and YouTube. But yeah. And then the decoration there. So this is actually leather wrapped as well, and ray skin underneath. So it's yes, I agree. Thank you, Daniel. This is really special. I love this. Amazon. It's nothing, like nothing crazy, nothing super expensive. The fact that you can actually manufacture that kind of folded metal, and it's a real cutting sharp. I don't have any paper in here though. Let me see if I can find paper. I found paper. RL1 says, cool sword, I like the Tsuba. So it is sharp. If you catch the paper in the right way, I mean, that's... So... it's actually tearing the paper. You see that it's not that sharp, but it's sharp. It's sharp enough. If you catch the paper at the right angle, obviously, like it gives it that position, but it doesn't actually like push through the paper. You see what I mean? So I'm not trying to cheat. So it's sharp, but it's not like super sharp. Anyhow, thank you for joining. Val, nice to see you. Thank you. I did just get home from my day shift, so let me put these crazy toys away. I appreciate you guys being here again. That's the decor there. And the other side has a marking on it, you can see. And then the bottom, I believe that's a dragon. Is that a dragon? Yes, that's a dragon. So it is a really nice piece. So why am I showing this stuff? As I said a little bit earlier, the idea was to honor my mom's partner and my mom by combining a set of swords that commemorates and represents what kind of people they were. This one is kind of for me to get things started. I wanted something in here for everybody, and the ones for my mom were going to go in the other side of the room. So let me flip my camera, put the sword back, and you guys get to see my ass on camera. Try to zoom out. Zoom out. No, it won't let me zoom out. Okay, just bear with me. Thank you for holding on there. So let me see, hold on. Hi everyone, how was your day shift? I'm taking a break. Might go back on Twitch for music, dancing, streaming. Thanks for stopping by. That's really awesome. Val says, really nice. The one I have is super cheap. I didn't buy it. My ex was gonna throw them out, so I got rid of him and kept the swords. That's a good trade, actually. Very good trade. True Voice of Reason says, wise choice. I appreciate you being here. I have some snacks that I'm going to consume. Came into the room just to listen to some Spotify and hang out with my friends for a little bit. No regrets. Well, that's awesome. So here is something that I'm planning on doing with my increased success. Now, I don't know if you guys think this is a good idea either, but I would like to make a theme of what I'm doing here. And I don't know if you guys will agree or if this is going to work at all. It may not even be possible, but this is what I was thinking today. Pardon me 1 second. Snacks are needed. I have ube cake. What's that? I don't even know what that is. Do I have messages here? Hold on a second. Am I missing messages? No. I'm actually on deck to sell something today, but I don't see messages from my buyer. So okay, sorry about that. So I'm going to leave that on. So I also, I was showing earlier, these are the swords I'm getting from my mom. Yeah, so I'll be getting those soon. So here's the idea. I'm going to keep this short and then I'll wrap it up because that's enough talking about this stuff. I've had up to 20 people watching and only 4 people commenting, so 4 or 5 people commenting, so I'm guessing it's not that entertaining for people or they're busy. If my channel and my media um, ends up being successful and the business grows, I want to honor my regular and my supportive friends, those who have been here from the beginning, and the ones that have shown significant care and contribution to that success. I want to be able to pay it back. So, what do you guys think? Hopefully, True Voice of Reason, you guys are still here. Um, what do you guys think of gifting a Tanto in commemoration to early support? If I'm able to source, purchase, and ship an item like that to my top supporters, what do you guys think of that idea? It's not like I'm not trying to reward supporting, like you can't pay me more or do more work and all of a sudden earn one. This is going to come through natural means, through just genuine care. And I mean, Vel, for instance, has been one of the most incredible sharing and relentless forces in terms of sharing media everywhere. I'm seeing a notification now on Instagram that's probably sharing my live, and nobody's asked. It's just, it happens naturally. And that kind of effort deserves both attention and reward. Um, a tip of the hat to Yan Can't Cook. True Voice of Reason can hit that like button. You can too. That's awesome. Daniel says, my wife just got home, so that's why I've not been chatting much. Oh, I respect what everybody's doing. It's all good. I appreciate you guys. So there's my idea. What do you guys think of being able to, with a certain reach of success? What are your thoughts in rewarding like genuine, loyal, true friendship in gift giving, so to speak, at the reach of certain success? Of course, I can't afford to just get everybody everything right now. As much as I wish I had access and I could just say, hey, here's a free set of speakers, here's a free T-shirt, here's the, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not that successful yet. I can't sidestep and reach into companies' pockets for that. Agreed. Happy to just have support back. Yes, 100%. Like the random Twitch thing the other day, I'm 100%. I am fully in reciprocation. I have said it many, many, many times on my Instagram reels and lives that this year in 2024 needs to be the season of reciprocation. If people are not doing for you also what you are doing for them, if they are not paying back in some kind of way with either effort, monetary, attention, and or other behaviors that warrant and what's the word? Nurture a healthy relationship, something's got to change. You got to mind your energy and not put too much in. I mean, when it costs you too much, it's not healthy anymore. And I understand how much it is to sacrifice and give and show up, and sometimes it's easier and harder for some. That's fine. That's cool. I'm not saying, like I said, I don't want people to break their neck to be like, oh my God, look, I shared this many whatever and I deserve this. And this isn't a race to the top. You're not just going to automatically get a sword for nothing. This is going to come at the end of the road, or at some point in the road where the successes in business start to happen. And I want to be able to pay back what I've been given by my friends. And that's just an idea that came to mind. Now, I don't know if it's going to work, because I don't know if I can order and ship to anywhere in the world. I know a lot of these places, these types of things can't be sent all over the world because of the nature of the item. In North America might be an easy thing because it's all regulated, but it might not be possible in other countries. So I might have to think about what I'm considering here. Bell's like, I freaking love Yankan Cook. Being a subber and a liker is all I can do. I can't send money to support. No. And I don't expect to have money sent. subbing and liking is cool, but also like sharing and commenting is something that actually works towards the success of a channel. It's not money, it's not gifts, it's not attention or time, it's not, you don't have to be here for hours, you know, things like that are not really significant in my mind in that way. Subscriptions are not really the priority in my channel growth. I mean, sure, YouTube wants to see that, but overall the views are a big deal. The view count is a big deal because every view incurs an ad break. Likes and comments are the things that I think are the easiest to do. Now, I don't know how it works if you don't have a YouTube subscription. I mean, like if you don't have a YouTube account or you don't have a Google account, can you still comment? I don't know. I'm not sure that it applies. Like if you're watching from a TV, can you still click like, can you still comment? Like maybe people are watching from devices and they don't have that option. So there's lots of ways to show and incur those kinds of things. Yes. So you can't pour into a colander. Yeah, that's true. Free support creates ripple effect and leads people with money. That's why y'all are important. Exactly. The smaller types of effects on a consistent basis mean more than one big sum of effort. True Voice of Reason says only 80 people away. 80 people from 1,000. I mean, YouTube already accepted me to their partnership program, which is based on hours watched in a month and numbers of subscribers at the base level. So I think it's 500, then 1,000, then a certain number after that. I think 50,000 is one, and then 100,000 is another one. I mean, in order to get there, obviously, I'm going to need a lot of consistent views and support. I mean, I'm contributing in a media way in a lot of other ways. You can see my name and comments all over everybody else's videos. A lot of the other like YouTube peoples, like Giles McCoy and Youthman and Technodad and Aaron's Audio Corner and Jay-Z Augie and Jay's Audio Lab and Danny Ritchie and Audioholics and Shane Lee and like fuck, I can name 100 of them. I am in their comments all the time. Howard Neller's Listening Chair, Bass Therapy, Hi-Fi Turtle, you know, Emiko on like the show, and Audio Acoustic Engineering, Scotty out in Oregon right now. You know, like I know and talk to, and I'm part of so many other people in the community, and I love. I love, like Daniel saying, who else remembers when Ganga only had 5 subs? Man, that was like 5 years ago too, and it's true. Like it's a long road, and you know all of these guys that have 100 subs do a lot of work. They're involved in so many things, so many hours, so many sacrifices, so many things happening off camera that you never even see, and they deserve so much of that success. But I guess my side of why I'm saying that is like even like channels like Andrew Robinson and Zeos and even EXO in the car audio community and Living Loud with Andy and you know, like these guys at Down for Sound and DS Audio and CSS Audio and Stereo Integrity, and I follow along with so many other audio channels, and I try to contribute in comments with community so much that it would be amazing if my name carried weight in those atmospheres. Like people don't know who I am yet. They're not sure what to expect. Of course, my channel's not so streamlined. It's not scripted. It's not scheduled so much. So I can see where I have to improve a little bit in order to dig into the algorithm, in order to sink my teeth into how those numbers are actually generated, how to contribute more with the community and what people need or when they're available and certain content that they're interested in. Like when I test the Orchard Audio amplifier, then Frosty Canada's like, who are you? Yes, sir. That's hilarious. You go watch the last 10 minutes of Jay's the last 5 minutes of Jay Ziagi's video. You'll see who I am. That's hilarious. Who are you? So let me just try to plug this video. Audio system specialist, aka the ass man. So I'm just waiting for a clip to show up here on Jay's video. That's who I am. Right here. Beside Audiophile Junkie and Thomas in Stereo and Jay himself. This is Jay's video on YouTube. You see that we went to Montreal together, and at the end of his recent video, he captured me taking photos, and we had a really good time out there. So that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the idea of the community coming together and contributing in a way that gives us all something new and special. I mean, that's such an interactive kind of thing I just did. Frosty Canada's like, great work at Montreal show. Thank you. I appreciate it. The photos cost me quite a bit. I actually busted my knee up trying to get some photos like this one. I put myself in positions that most grown men choose not to be, and I hurt my knee. That rhymed, and I didn't even mean it to. But here's who you came to listen to. Rhyming some more. That's what happens when I get hyper. Val's laughing as usual. Since you don't use that name anymore, I want to use it. No. Don't. No. Unallowed. Unallowed. I'm not giving permission. I remember meeting you during shutdown at Daily HiFi. Community brought so many of us together. Yes, 100%. And I am going to give as much respect to all of those guys as possible. No, I am still the ass man. I cannot give that name away. There's too much connected to that name. Not only that, I still own the domain and I still have business cards. So, you didn't say the magic word. Squirrels, yes, Vel's called it out. Absolutely, 100% squirrels. Also, would you guys love to see videos of like woofer movement? Vel's like, I am queen of ass. Link in bio. Yes, if you guys really want to get into it, follow for extracurricular activities. True Voice of Reason says, what was your name right after Kanga? It was short-lived. Well, the Kanga Empire channel and all that got shut down. It was the audio systems specialist. Daniel was just talking about that. So you're probably the best right now doing show reviews. Especially like you're on the go speaker review while visiting the rooms. Yes, that video from Montreal did really good. Problem with that is it's rough. That's a difficult thing to do because you need a lot of time to do that. That's not always possible. It gets really busy. I'm going to Expona next weekend, and in order to get to all of the rooms at Expona, that's like 200 rooms. You got to have the time, and that's not always easy. Also, here's the thing for content. Audio shows are only... Toronto is in October. Montreal is in March. Expona's in April. Florida was in February. So that's February, March, April. May has Munich. And I'm not going to that one because of, you know what I mean? Like, it costs money. The plane tickets cost money. The show access is basically coverage because it's media. But then I'm not getting paid to go. So I have to take time off my day job, which costs money. Also, video storage, photography storage online costs money. The equipment costs money. It's not quite as simple as it seems. Sure, it's amazing to get the content, but here's the thing. Unless I open a Patreon and start to apply um, tiers of supporters for money, and not a lot of people have the money to do so. So we have to kind of create the build of the channel in another way. The more people that reach, the less money or less income, whatever it needs. Like the chat might have super chat options. It might have tip options now because I turned on monetization. I think, I don't know if the options are there. You don't have to, but that's the whole journey right now. Is a lot of these YouTube guys they're already at the 100,000 subscriber mark. Their channels get so many views every month that the ad revenue pays them enough money to buy camera equipment, plane tickets. They can negotiate for deals at brands and companies. They can buy review products. In order for me to travel the US throughout the year to capture footage the way that I would like to do, I would have to be solely independent and sponsored by viewers and or brands exclusively, like no day job, no worries at home, and I could just travel. That would be a dream. As long as I can keep doing that, I would love to do that. Daniel's like, I'll stick to Adir Bashem, and I appreciate the originality. There's a message retracted, oh, unsent. Let me see. Vel's got dogs in there. Some like it rough. That's hilarious. OF. Hey man, we all got something. I'm not gonna let my cat out of the bag. Nobody wants to see my cat anyways. Don't say it. Don't freaking say it. Um, anyhow, thank you guys for watching. This has almost been an hour. I appreciate you all. Let me do one more room tour before we get out of here, and you guys can ask some questions, and then we're gonna finish it up. So let me turn my camera around. RL1 says, I feel you. I do about 20 trade shows per year. It costs a lot of money. If you do 20 trade shows a year, I really need to know who you actually are, because that's a lot of shows, my man. Take care, guys. Supper time with the boy. Frosty Canada, good to go. I appreciate you being here. I really do appreciate the attention and the support. Guys, send me a message offline on Instagram, same name, Facebook, if you want to. Stay in touch. Let's build a community. I'd like to be friends and not just a chatting face. So that's optional. You guys don't have to, but I would like that. I would appreciate it. It's friendship is really what this is about. We, as a community and as an industry and as influencers, the better our connections, the more we can do and work together, then the better this is all going to get. You have seen my Montreal Audio Fest review. I did one of Toronto as well. The rest are in areas, cars, boats, motorcycles, guns, knives. Woo! I think I know what channel it is now. Oh, if I said Mike Trouble, is that who I think it is? Talking Head. Yeah, a Talking Head. I don't know if my music's loud enough to get that motion, but yeah. So all my CDs are on the floor there. Oh, my camera's loose. My camera's on the loose. Got your Facebook friends request? Yes, sir, absolutely, and I appreciate that. That's awesome. Wait, did you say I could earn a sword? Friendship is great. I'd like a sword. Yes, well, if anybody deserves them from all of the support and all of the things that have happened, I yeah, I mean, you're on the very top end of that list of support, 100%. And I've thought about what it would include and what it would look like, and I might not make it a surprise, so we'll just have to figure that out. But that's something that I would look forward to. So, True Voice of Reason says, I need a massively huge jacket with monster shoulders. Do you mean like a Legion of Doom wrestling outfit, football armor with big black spikes? Is that what you want? Are we negotiating for gift giving over here? You guys can't make demands. What the hell? Birthday is in June. Just saying, yeah, that's a little soon. I'm not gonna reach my success. I'm not gonna reach my success limit that soon. But definitely in consideration. VTV, same here. June, yeah. A blowgun, Daniel. This guy, RL1 says I post on my blog and lots of forums. Okay, well you're gonna need to let me know exactly what that is offline somehow, and that way I will follow up and connect the dots. I'm not all that great with breadcrumbs. You know, Hansel and Gretel was a long time ago, but I get it. I'm good. David Byron style. David Byron. I don't get that reference. Man, I'm rusty today. Very rusty. Did you guys hear that I'm selling these towers? Val's like, oh, there's a success limit. Haha, I must have zoned out. I'll rewatch. Keep it native. Yes. Well, a native blade or a native item of some kind would be really appropriate. 100%. I think that would be really cool. I said Byron. Byrne, the talking head. David Byrne. I don't know of it. Anyways, yeah, you got me. You got me, dude. The other room, did you guys want to see the other room, the theater? There's nothing really new in there. I'm supposed to be selling my Denon today or tomorrow. I think maybe the traffic for the eclipse really got people behind of reason. True Voice of Reason is like, I feel so old. No. Experienced and good memory is not necessarily old. Yeah, this room is a little dark right now. I'll turn my lights on though. We'll illuminate the situation. So the theater room is still quite a mess. I have a lot of clutter to deal with over here. And over here, all kinds of tools and paint. And here's my XLR cables for the amplifier. Let's just point of view those back to the amplifier. So that's the Orchard audio amplifier. Sorry about the noise. So those are the XLR cables that will be plugged in. So I have to Let's go Den. Cool. So I have to run the XLRs from here to the front in order to hook up the Orchard audio to the speakers. And then, like I said, I think I was confirming earlier, I might do the swords to stand vertical beside the towers at first. For now, Mom's will go in the middle, horizontal in front of the mirror. So it'll be mine, the partners, I won't name him. Mom's in the middle, so we will all be together, and of course my mom takes priority. And then I have another one that's actually coming that's a different color, so I'm gonna have to balance it out, which means I'm gonna need to have another one on this side. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. I have a fifth one coming, so I'm gonna need suggestions about the sixth. And I'll show you the colors on my media later on. But I don't have it yet. It's going to take a little while. So yes, the 6700 is on the way out the door. I am selling that very soon. I did put all of my Monolith speakers on sale. Look, there's some more scrappy. There's no name brand on this, but you can guess who it's from. You guys in the chat can guess who it's from. So I put all of my Monolith speakers on sale as well. I'm anticipating leveling all of this stuff up. I've got the T6s in the front. Hold on, watch the magic. I've got the T6s in the front, the Kanto YU passives by the computer. This is all for sale as well. The SMSL amp and DAC are also for sale. How much for the 6700? I've got a buyer on hold right now. They've deposited and given me the 200 up front to hold it, and it was going for 1700 Canadian. And the reason it's so low is because they dropped the price and the 800 series cannibalized the old series. So yeah, I have two bookshelves there. That's the B6s. One is acting as a center channel. And yeah, I want to change this whole front end. The only way that I'm able to access and benefit from some of the deals from my local dealers and brands and reps is I have to sell all this stuff, get as much money out of it as possible, and put an additional little bit and promise here type of thing towards the next stuff. Now, with the Denon on the way out, I am looking at a new separates system. I've reached out to a number of brands that I have met and talked to and appreciate, and they have options, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Also, if you guys hadn't seen at the show, I did get new cards. Pretty cool cards. There's my real name. Ah. So how much for the 6700? Cheapest I found for what I need, I found for 900 US. A 6700 for 900? Damn. Really is about supply and demand, I guess. I don't know. I think, I don't know. I don't know how much I'm going to. Oh, here's the stand. There's squirrels. That's the stand that Mom's partner made for his sword. So it's going to be a sword holder like that. That's just a red, I think it's a red oak practice sword. So that's what the stands will be like. And they'll stand up like that in the room. Yeah. So the system that I'm going to be looking at it, hell no, not a 6700. It's a Pioneer for 900. Oh, okay. So I was asked if I wanted to get the top of the line Pioneer instead of going to a separate system. So here's the problem though. We all know that processors get updated so often, and we don't need the amps updated, right? So like a whole receiver has everything built in, and the idea of processors and separates means you don't have to sacrifice or trade up all of it at once. You can just do it a little bit at a time. So I'm looking at going to separates the same way I have with my HiFi because of that reason. Also, per piece now, depending on where I go to get these pieces, like Outlaw's got great amps, Emotiva's got everything that I want. It's actually one of the brands I spoke to about doing some things. They've got new speakers out. All of their amps and electronics have been updated somewhat, so I'm looking forward to some of those things. They do have Canadian distribution now. I am even selling the Rotel preamp. I'm selling the Rotel power amp. I am selling the Arundel towers as well. So like this, everything in here except for the CD player, gone. Like I'm going to sell almost all of it. And depending on what I replace the preamp with, I might even sell the Weem Pro Plus streamer, because if the next unit preamp has a streamer built in, I don't need this thing anymore. So I'll get rid of all of it, as well as upgrading the theater system. So how you like them apples? To take a line from Orchard Audio. Wow, I appreciate you guys hanging out. I'm gonna turn this off soon. I'm just gonna put it down, take my leave. Get myself into a good position here. I really appreciate you guys hanging out. I don't know how long the live is going to be online for, or if they're going to keep it online. You know, whatever that music you hear in the background is, my preamp is on 2. I don't know if you can hear that. It's on 2 out of 80, and I can still hear the music like pretty loud. I can put it on 5 and watch the sound go up. So I'm still rocking a $15 Bluetooth speaker, 100%, and I still use the Bluetooth speaker every day at work. Around my neck, I wear this neck speaker. Vel actually, I think she bought one because of my praising. I should have had an affiliate link. um, yeah, I appreciate everybody being here and giving me feedback. And the journey is really kind of starting to move faster. I feel like it's at the beginning, and I feel like there's still so much more to do with the same message, the same reach. By the way, Daily Hi-Fi just started. There are 2 hours early due to Joe's family obligations. Oh, okay. So I'm going to end now so you guys can go and watch that Daily Hi-Fi. I'm going to tune in. I'll be in the comments. I know Joe's going to be thrilled to have me in the comments. That's a long story. I don't necessarily have a problem. I would rather bridge that gap. So, anyways, thank you for watching and tuning in. I appreciate everybody being here. That's 5 watching and 5 likes. I appreciate all of you. That's a piece from me to you. I appreciate you. It's an hour and 10 minutes, 11 minutes. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the feedback, and thank you for supporting. I'll see everybody in the next video. I'm loading an Eclipse video right after this, and I'll see you guys really, really soon. Okay? Cool? All right. See you later. Bye.